He had I think, best word choice of maybe any comedian I've ever seen. He intentionally mispronounces words.
Because the biggest show right now in the planet is Kate and Ashley plus what? John and Kate.
Spit all over me. That's all right.
John and Kate plus 8.
You did it. You did it. Yeah.
When he knows, he knows how to say TV. He says it's the TV.
What are you doing now?
I just saw on the TV my hair.
Okay. All right.
He came on our show, I think it was his first appearance, and he was talking about a Doberman, and he said it's a Doberman, and he knows.
When I was a kid, the toughest dog was a Doberman dog. You ever see them? They're a tough. Oh man, they'll rip your throat out. Them dogs. Just like a pit.
But he's constantly screwing with you on every level.
Right.
But his word choice is, he was like Mark Twain. He had this folksy, completely out of time. And I don't know if he was born 300 years too late or 300 years too early, but he's talking in a way, no one speaks like that. And you really appreciate the way he says things and
He
his
talks
timing.
like a 1930s Canadian dock worker.
Yeah.
But he says, listen now, he says, man, I'm a tough old hombre, you know, and I got friends now. He says, I don't want anybody to know about this. You know, this is back in the old days.
Sure, yeah.
He said,
I can tell by the accent, yeah.
You know, it's funny because when the way I experienced him, as you did, Dave, was, you know, really on the talk show format. And later on, when I would look at the clips of him on my show, that I would think, I don't even know that I needed to. I was there just laughing, but I was in no way. He's totally self-fueled. Yes, it's nice when you hear the audience there, but he's also, when I look at his appearances that he did with me, I think I didn't need to be there. Right. I mean, I'm glad I was there. I'm selfishly glad I was there. But he's talking a lot about. I mean, he's talking a lot about mortality. He's talking a lot about death, and obviously now that people, you know, comics talk about that all the time. His face, his eyes, and his eyebrows. I always said there's something almost like a jack-o'-lantern. He's got such a great, his expressions. And when he's talking about after someone's completed the act, when he becomes, you know, what am I going to do now? I'm going to go down and have a cheese sandwich. He's such a terrific performer. I mean, he's really just got this.
I got a wife.
You got a wife?
I just got married because I thought, go through that charade, keep appearances up.
Oh, yeah. That's the kind of thing you tell if this were a memo.
And he's telling the whole story like a great 1920s silent film comic. He also had an infinite collection of old stories, I think probably from, you know, rural Canada or traveling salesman stories. And I would be delighted because, you know, he'd come out and I'd be laughing. It was the only person I could say this about. I'd be laughing before he did anything. He'd come out from behind the curtain and he's got those cheeks and those eyes. And I looked at the tape, I'm just laughing. He hasn't done anything yet.
No, I'm from a little town. It's called Monkland, and it's only 108 people.
108. That's small.
It's country, you know. It's really rural. And but man, I'll tell you, there's lots of funny stories from there.
Well, I'm sorry we don't have time. Thank you very much for coming, Norm. It was good having you here. It was Norm Macdonald. Good night, everybody.
Because farm
Really,
people, you
there
know.
are funny stories from this town.
Yeah, because farm people, they all seem to be, you know, there always seems to be a funny story. I remember one time.
There better be, Norm.
And then Norm, how are you? And he's like, about a farm.
Yeah.
And I know immediately this is complete bullshit. And I'd say, well, you know, the whole thing is a complete waste of everyone's time, and it's joyous.
Right.
Because
He's reveling in it.
He's reveling in every second of it. My experience was so chaotic. You know, I thought this guy is Evel Knievel. He's going to jump Snake River Canyon. He doesn't care. But he put a ton of work into what he was doing and worked it out a lot of the time. So I don't know what that process was, but I mean, this really impressed me with how self-contained it is.
Some days we get closer. Things that we never really needed. Promises that we never thought of keeping safe. I guess it's never over if we never got a chicken.
all I've ever heard about Norm is that I think he was the most widely read comedian, very widely read, highly intelligent. I think a great, great mathematician. I mean, things that you would never think. He was talented in all these areas. And choosing, what's my diction? What's my word going to be? What's the right word here? And what's it exactly going to be? So you get this, because he seems reckless, but he's also ruthlessly planned everything out and thought it through. And they don't seem to go together, but with him, they do.
Yeah.